What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review Season 3, Episode 9 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. And tonight's episode is titled Home to Roost. But before I do that, you know what I gotta do. I gotta give a shout out to my lovely subscribers, the ones that are watching this show with me, holding me down in the comment section, leaving those comments. You know I love the comments. Keep it coming. Let's discuss this show. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So shout outs to folks like Tayon's World, LaWanda Brown, the R.C. Kroger, Lamont Simpson. Let's see. Oh Boogie Baby, what's up to you? Beautifully T. Who is this? Quentin Baptiste. And all the rest of you, June BLC, and all the rest of you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you so much. Y'all are keeping this channel doing what? Going and growing. That's what it's all about. Let's get it going. Let's keep it growing. So, with that being said, let's get down to this review. Now, I believe it was, who was it that? It was LaWanda. LaWanda said she is annoyed with Lulu. Well, guess what, LaWanda? So am I, and especially in this episode, in the beginning of it, I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's driving around drunk, running into parked cars like this. He's just at the edge. I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? He's just losing it. I get it. You know, all of this is taking a toll on him, but this has gone too far. So he gets out of the car, goes into the liquor store. Now, he's already drunk, but now he wants to go into the liquor store to get what? To get more liquor. And he's staggering around, and the guy's like, the hell is wrong with you? And so he gets the thing. The guy's looking at him. He's like, you gonna pay for it? You know, this is how this works. You take out the guy was being a bit of a jerk too, but he's like, you pay, and then you take your money out, you pay me, and you get the product. Lulu pulls out a gun. Pulls out the gun. The guy goes to reach like he's gonna get the alarm. So don't even think about it. Now he's backing out, but he's so drunk that he bumps into the shelf and falls a little bit, stumbles a little bit, and that makes the store owner able to get his gun and start shooting at Lulu. And then Lulu got away, drove off, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Lulu, come on, get yourself together. Get it together. I was like, yeah, I don't know. We might be seeing the end of Lulu. That's what I was thinking. Meanwhile, after that scene, someone else who annoys me, Ronnie, seemed to be getting something I did enjoy. He's in the van with his friend, and they got surrounded by Liliana's cousin. He just ambushed them, stepped out of the car. I mean, it was guns everywhere, was people everywhere. Told him to come out, let him know your little business deal that you have with my cousin, that's over with. And he said, oh, is this because of Rock? He said, no, this is because of me. He said, as a matter of fact, the only reason you are alive is because your suppliers said to spare you, but I let them know. They said I had to let them know that you're cut off. It's done. You're done. And he said, and then you know, Ronnie is fuming like this is ridiculous, but you're cut off. And he said, and the only reason why you're alive is because of Rock. I said, oh, okay, that's the only reason why you're alive. Something like that. He said. Y'all can correct me in the comments if I said that wrong. But Ronnie is pissed off because now it's like he just can't seem to get ahead and his supply keeps getting cut off. So he goes to Pops and Snap like, y'all knew about this, blah, blah, blah. He comes in there all tough and they draw the guns up on him, Pops and Snap, which is funny. Why did I think, and thank you, Lamont. Lamont is the one who told me this, but then I looked it up. Why did I think Pops was the man and Snaps is the woman? It's the other way around. She's Pops and he's Snap. I was like, okay. That's hilarious to me. But anyway, I looked it up. I saw that. I said, wait, I thought it was the other way around. But anyway, they told him, listen, don't get mad. Listen, we gave money to you. So Rock screwing you, that's good. But you're screwing us because you're messing up the money we gave to you. Get this together, get it right. I was like, okay, very interesting, very good stuff. So now he's mad, and it was like, this why we team up with this dude? This is crazy. This is really crazy. I was like, okay. So then we see, speaking of Rock having a conversation with Jukebox, which this we got to see a softer side of Rock, the nurturing side of her. She's having a conversation with Jukebox, and she's so proud because Jukebox about to have this show going on with the group Butter, and Rock brings her the mail because her mail was forwarded, and she said, "This is for you." Apparently, it was from the army, and she says, "Are you? That's what you want to do? Is that?" And she said, "Well, I think this is what I want to do." And I like how Rock was supportive and said, "I want you to find your happiness. So be that." And I think the singing may bring you joy, but whatever's going to bring you joy, if the army is going to do it, so be it. I just love the support that she had. And then Jukebox asked her, have you been speaking to Kanan? She said, we still not talking. She said, well, you know what? I can do you a favor, and I can, reach out to him for you. And she said, no, we're not here for that. And I don't need you spying on all that. She said, we're not here for that. I'm here for you. And right now, this is about me and you, and it's about you. This is about Jukebox or Laverne. And I was like, I like that. That was very supportive, and that showed a softer side of Rock. And I was like, okay, I like that. She said, that's what we want to discuss, just you only. Meanwhile, Famous is now helping out at the restaurant, at the bar with the woman that gave Lulu a chance. And he hears his music playing, and she's in there sharing his music with a independent record label owner who's like, who is this guy, this, that, and the third. And Famous walks in and is like, I'm Famous. And he was like, oh, slow your roll, what an ego. And she's like, no, that's his name, Famous. So it looks like Famous may have a chance here, because he said, listen, I like your music, I like your sound. Who produced this for you? You got potential. Stick with me. You can go places. And he told him Lulu did. He said, so are you in touch with him? He said, yeah. Now, mind you, Lulu is missing. Nobody can't seem to find him. And he's like, yeah. So then we see Famous go over to Kanan, or he's attempting to go to Kanan, and here's Ronnie in the way. Ronnie's like, get out of here. So he, Famous goes to say something to Kanan, and Ronnie yokes him up or whatever. And he's like, I'm just looking for Lulu. So then he was like, ease up on him a little bit. Then he said, Kanan said, I don't like how Kanan is treating Famous at all. I don't like how he's treating him. But he said, after Ronnie tossed him down the hallway, he goes, listen. He felt a little bit bad. He's like, listen, Jukebox's group is going to be at the mall today performing, so he's definitely going to show up to that. So you should go there. You'll probably see him there because he's looking for Lulu. And then Ronnie gets mad with Kanan. Is like, you going to do that? You going to the mall when we lost our supplier? And Kanan, who's not scared of Ronnie, said, Negro, don't worry about what I'm doing. That ain't none of your business what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, so Kanan ain't scared of Ronnie, but I'm sick of Ronnie. I'm really, 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 really sick of him. He's just irritating. Meanwhile, like I said, they can't find Lulu. Marvin goes to Lulu's apartment, he has to pay off the management, landlord, whoever that was, to open the door for him, the super or whatever. The apartment is wrecked. It's trashed. It's just disgusting. And Lulu gonna tell the dude, don't you steal nothing, don't you steal nothing, because I got a photographic memory. I was like, that's hilarious. He's like, I know where everything is. But it's like, what is going on with Lulu? That is really crazy. And it's like, come on, Lulu, get it together. Meanwhile, gets really interesting. Detective Burke, the father of Burke, goes to the captain, and he's going about, his daughter, who was killed, she was killed by Detective Howard. And he has a meeting with him. He says, I want to talk about something. He said, listen, do you know that Howard actually went and persuaded that young woman, the girl who died, Laverne's girlfriend, persuaded her to go in and implicate my daughter? So they're like, that's interesting. He said, he's covering something up. So they're uncovering things, and it's like, oh, this is looking bad for Howard. And they put the connections together that Howard basically persuaded that father of the young lady, who died, who was what? In a relationship with Laverne, a.k.a. Jukebox. And there's a connection. Who is Jukebox? She is the daughter of Marvin. So he's like, so now they're on, Now Howard is on their radar. And I said, wow, this is getting good right here. So he's like, yeah, we got to find out what's going on. Meanwhile, Marvin goes to check on Gerald. I believe one of y'all said that Gerald got to go. Well, he goes to check on Gerald at the park, and Gerald's asking some questions. And later, we see they were in the playground. Then later, he goes to Gerald. Gerald's in the hospital crying. Apparently, he had to go get high, left his young daughter in the bathtub, and unfortunately, she drowned. But the guilt has hurt him so bad that he ends up telling Marvin, yo, listen, I'm a bad father, I'm this, that, and the third, but I'm also, I had no choice. The FBI, they've had me spying on you to be in the form. They told me that they would take my children away and they would, charge me because they said if I didn't help them, so I've been helping them. And Marvin called him a piece of shit. You a piece of shit. And your daughter's dead because his whole thing switched up. Your daughter's dead because of you. You ain't ish. This, that, and the third. And now Marvin's out. And I said, wow. So Marvin's pissed off. And rightfully so. So then Gerald, I'm like, yeah, Gerald, what's that about? So then we see that Gerald, when they went to go look for him, Gerald has overdosed and killed himself. Because, they took one of your daughters away. One of your daughters tragically died being drowned. So, and then he felt bad for what he did. Because him and Marvin seemed to have a pretty decent relationship. So he felt bad about that. So I was like, very interesting. That was good. So whoever said they was tired of Gerald, well, you don't have to worry because Gerald's gone. Now, the performance. Let's talk about Jukebox and her performance with the group Butter. They had their performance. I was really hoping that they would show Shanice in this episode too, because they supposed to be opening for Shanice. I did see the sign that says Shanice. That would have been cool. Shanice still looks good. She could have still pulled off being, from the 90s. She could still pull that off and made an appearance, because she's aging well. But anyway, she wasn't in the episode. But the group did very well. Everybody was there. The group did well. Jukebox and the girls, they did their thing. It was cool. It was nice. And now there's sort of a family reunion. We see Marvin and Kanan and Rock having Kanan says, I don't mess with y'all no more. Something like that. Just being, acting funny. I don't really deal with y'all no more. And Rock said something to him about, you threatening the social worker. Now she said one phone call and you locked up again. And he was saying how he could make some phone calls. He was just being disrespectful. And I like how Marvin was like, I don't care who you are. I'll take my belt out here. Like you ain't gonna disrespect your mother like that. But it's gotten really bad. That disagreement between the two of them has gotten really bad. And he was like, listen, you're not gonna tell me what I could do anymore. And he basically told us, like, you threatening to tell on me? I know a lot and I could tell on you. I said, wow, he's really separating from his mother. And that was something like that. And then you still had Marvin saying, you gonna let him talk to you like that? You gonna let him talk to you? And meanwhile, as that's going on, Butter is they're celebrating. They're having a good time, the group. And they see their manager speaking to someone. And they're like, oh, is that an executive, this, that, and the third? Turns out it's the FBI. And they want to speak to Laverne. So this may be what gets her kicked out of the group. I'm not sure. Because now, how embarrassing after this grand old performance. Hell, the FBI calling you. Like, it's just that's not a good look. So I'm sure they're like, well, Dad, we just had this great performance. And now the FBI is calling you, pulling you out. That's embarrassing. And it looked like her and the other girl, Crystal, were getting along. Crystal gave her props. You did your thing. And now, damn. Look at that, So they're questioning Laverne, trying to get questions out of her about what does she know. Laverne ain't saying anything to them. Like, I'm not giving you nothing. None of that's going to happen. They keep questioning her. None of that. She's like, I'm not telling y'all nothing. And I like, it was a scene where she said to them, you just ruined my whole life. You think I'm going to answer any of your questions? Because they're trying. She said, y'all don't have nothing. And she's right. Y'all don't have nothing. If you did, you wouldn't be questioning me. because they were trying to tie her father into things. And then they're in a bad space now because now Gerald is dead. Meanwhile, Rock has a conversation with Detective Howard. She's looking, they're looking for Lulu. Marvin's looking for Lulu. Marvin's heard from the other dudes. Yeah, we heard he just robbed the liquor store on whatever street that was. And now she goes to Detective Howard and says, listen, I need help trying to find Lulu. They had that conversation. And they find Lulu. Lulu is at a bar, sleep, drunk. He done drink up all his man's liquor. They didn't pay for it. The guy called the cops on him. The cops take him like, yeah, that's the one. Take him, and they take him to who? To Detective Howard. And Detective Howard has him, tied to the cheese, like, I'm bringing you to your sister. And he says something. Oh, you're the informant. You're the one that gave the information about Scrap being a snitch, and you were wrong. And so Detective Howard pulled out his gun. I'll blow your brains out, blah, 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 blah. And Lulu was like, I'm already dead. Do it. So then we fast forward to Howard saying to them, listen, when Rock got there, listen, this guy just confessed every crime he's ever done. Y'all got to do something with him. Y'all got to handle this, whatever, whatever. Then I was like, that was interesting. And we saw also in this episode, before I go on with that, we also saw Howard get questioned by his superior, by the captain and the other FBI agent that, they were questioning him, and they said, what's this with you persuading them to do? So he kind of played it off well. He said, listen, y'all told me to keep things clean or whatever, and like to keep the dirt off us, so I did that. He came up with some little excuse. I did that, I went to him because I ain't no snitch, and I went to him and I suggested he do that to Burke so that we could, clear the air. I have no implication, and I have nothing to do with Marvin and all that. He tried to play it off. So he basically said he did that because he was trying to protect. That was kind of clever, but I think the gig is up on him. I'm like, yeah, I don't think they believe in you. I think they think there's something else going on. So that was interesting. So now we get back to all of them having this question, all of them having this conversation with Lulu. Lulu's now like, Marvin gets there and he's like, Lulu's like, oh, Marvin, don't let her kill me. And I thought that was so sad. And that's good acting too. Because he's like, they're all siblings. And he's like, don't let her kill me. She's going to kill me. Marvin ain't saying too much about it. She said, get him in the car. So they're driving and he's pleading and then pleading for his life. And y'all going to do me like this. He said, don't leave me out here alone. And I'm like, are they going to kill him or are they taking him somewhere to hide him? I hope they're not going to kill. I'm like, damn, you got to kill your own brother. You going to do that? We don't know what's going to happen. And then we see, like I said, Howard got questioned. Then we see Pops and Snap and Ronnie having a conversation with Kanan, and they're telling him, you have to take out. Your mother's in the way. She got to be dealt with. And I'm like, are they trying to ask him to kill his own mother? I don't think his situation with her is that bad that he's going to want to kill his own mother. I'm like, this is crazy. But I think what's going to happen next week, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that Kanan will go through with anything like that. And what do y'all think? Y'all think they're going to send Lulu on to glory, or they just going to hide him somewhere or something? I don't know. That scene was really good though. But I thought this was a solid episode. We are down to one more episode, and I'm thinking that season finale, I have high hopes for it. This was a solid season. I've enjoyed it. There were some things I hated to see our boy Unique get killed. I hated that, but this was a good season. So that's all I have. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen next week? Who's going to, somebody's going to die. Somebody's definitely going to die. That's what I'm thinking. But, oh man, this was a good episode. That was just, the way they left it, because they didn't show them killing Lulu. They just drove off. And I was like, wow. And then it ended. I was like, oh man. But that's what I love about this show. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will check out my other videos. And I will see you all